what we're looking forward to. You know, I want to share a few things about how Dr. Smith influenced my life. Just like Bill Horton said, we probably all would be in jail if it weren't for Dr. Smith.
Here, here.
But I want to talk to you a little bit about what he did for me, and what you'll hear in these comments are very little that had to do with academia. It had to do with him being a friend and a mentor and our patriarch.
Here, here.
So the very first thing, and I think the most important thing I want to talk about, is when I was a first-year grad student, I went into Dr. Smith's office and I said, "There's this hot chick that works in the office with me. I really want to go after her, but you know, and he said, "Who are you talking about?" He said, "Who are you talking about?" I said, "Rebecca Huss." And he said, "Steve, you better jump on that. There are people lining up to get Rebecca. She's intelligent, she's smart, she's a hard worker, and she's sexy." And I was like, "But that's the problem, Dr. Smith. I'm me." And he said to me, he said to me, "You're worth it." He said she would be crazy not to accept your invitation to go out on a date. He said, "You are a catch too." And for someone to tell me that and give me the kind of audacity to bring forth, we've been married for 12 years this month. The audacity. And then he also told me a commitment to truth and logic. I remember at times, as I do sometimes, debating it out and talking and believing every word I said, and then Smith would be quietly listening to us in our debate band scripts back of whatever conversation we're having, and then he would speak up and say, "Fox, don't let the facts get in the way of your argument." And when Dr. Smith tells you that, that's when you stop arguing. You start looking at your notes of what you just said mentally in your head and figure out exactly where you went wrong. And so I appreciate that because it's helping me out in my life. Is whenever I make arguments or whatever I do at work, I am more prepared than most people, and I know my information, but that's due to you. And then the third one is, if you truly did graduate with a degree in Smith like we did up here, you know the most important thing for democracy, the most important thing for this country is free speech. Led us to that information. It reminded me of something real recent. This whole debate about the Confederate flag. Now, I've seen on Facebook folks who are saying, "Let's ban the Confederate flag like we used the Nazi flag in Germany." To many people, the Confederate flag is extremely racist and something that they don't want to see anymore. But I know, because of my education, that the marketplace of ideas and us discussing what is good and bad in America, and us making the choice to do this, not someone banning our speech, but us choosing to say, we're not going to support this anymore, is way more important. And besides, you got to know where the crazy people are, right? So I'll move on. Abe Lennox once complained, the trouble with retirement is you never get a day off. This made me think about Dr. Smith and what he would be doing in his time off. So I have a list of things I think that he may be doing in his time off. With his time, they'll have more cameos on Facebook, traveling with old friends and making those cameo appearances with those superstars like Bill and Hillary Clinton. And we'll all enjoy that. He can take more time, actually, to have a full-time job of community organizing, to protecting this gem of the city, Fayetteville, and defending our union and our library. This one came from Becca. He can finally quit pretending to check his UARC account. And because he's retired, there's no legitimate reason that he can't crack a PBR before noon now. He can post even more happy birthdays. We hear so much about the best and brightest that our country has to offer in our politics and pop culture. Please keep that up and continue. Speaking of that, he can this day in Arkansas history, he'll keep us all up to date with that. And then finally, my favorite is he can write his sequel to the Star Chamber 2, The Revenge of the Hillary. Right, and you guys can do it tomorrow.
Nobody knows I'm old, as most people don't know. So let's just go ahead and get that out. We're here to go ahead and use one of the greatest historical tools that Dr. Smith taught me in all my time throughout, which is the ad hominem attack. You know, it's rare that I get to be on a stage where I'm not only the youngest person, but I'm older than 50. A lot of good things Dr. Smith has done for all of us. I think I speak for Mr. Moody as well, who comes here with that same thing. So we've all had parts of our lives touched by Dr. Smith, as well as the fact that he's taught us many things. So those are all wonderful. Let's begin. Dr. Smith, I was a business student, which you immediately taught me the error of my ways, but still put me under your great wing and taught me the fact that although I might have my faults, I'm still always welcome as a member of the Arkansas Youth. We are doing a disservice not just to college students at the University of Arkansas, but to everyone else as well, engineers, the business students. I'm in business school. I don't know what else there is. You told me that even though I didn't necessarily belong to a group, I could still have a part of it. And I met some of the most wonderful friends that I will ever meet. Without talking. These two idiots here. You taught me that even though you might say the worst hotels in America, you gave me some private time to find out lovely wife to spend the day with me. Groundwater, hotel, and non-doges. We're here. When you look me in the eye, I'm trying to play, and I say in worse ways to a better page. Disservice to yourself. I think that there's something about going on the area near his office in Kendall and getting that smell of cigar smoke. That just kind of permanently walked it around him no matter how many showers he takes. In all seriousness, all serious. Yes.
James!
Also a little bit emotional about it. You've touched my life more than any teacher or professor I've ever had. You taught me so many more things. You put my life on a course where I ended up as a lawyer. We're an energy company, which I'm sure dropped up straight out of an argument. Have many opportunities to continue to affect the lives of your students. I think it's unfortunate that so many of the freshmen coming into the University of Arkansas this year are not going to have a chance to take their classes or to experience your professors. And although I understand your need for retirement, if it were up to me, I still wouldn't let you do it. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Happy Stephen Smith Day.
I didn't realize, Dad, that you're kind of a big deal. Imagine all the stuff you would have done if you'd actually tried. bowling team. Now I was sitting here and I was thinking, it's kind of like that, I know it's corny, but it just kind of reminds me of Mr. Holland's Opus, movie with Richard Dreyfuss, Except for your Opus is a lot nerdier. Sorry. These guys have all been too nice today. So I'm gonna review a little bit because I know you'd expect it, and get it early. But not stand and say why we absolutely should accept Dr. Smith's resignation and welcome him into retirement. My first contention is that for the first time ever, his footwear will be appropriate for his occupation. Furthermore, that the government failed to mention, but I will, is you might as well let him retire because he's been mailing it in for the last 15 years. I mean, there's a reason that everyone on the stage is pushing 40. Seriously though, we've asked so much of Doc, and he has given us so much over the last 33 years. If the guy wants to sit around in his boxers till noon and play on Facebook, he's earned it. Speaking of Facebook, another reason we need to go ahead and let him retire is so that he can continue to post about 80 times a day. Because I'm actually working on a Facebook app that will specifically block Dr. Smith's phone. Anytime you go into a meeting and you don't need your phone to blow up. I am accepting venture capital if anyone wants to join me. But the bottom line and what it really all comes down to today is we should let Doc retire because he wants to. And if he taught me anything, you need look no further than the man's email address, that one he rarely checks, to see what he truly values, and that is libertas@uark.edu. You've earned it, Doc. You've earned it. You should be free, write what you want to write, not that it ever stops you. Research what you want to research, and only hang out with those of us that you truly want to, which I hope is still us. Thanks for everything.
You're two of my most favorite people in the whole wide world, and I just want to say I love you both. You have impacted each of our lives significantly, and I think we've done you pretty good. So it's time for you to stand. I'm going to ask you to call for the winner of this debate. So, Dr. Smith, I need you to take center stage. Oh, no, they're reminding me we still have a medal, so take a step back. I'm going to stop. They had an open bottle of beer, brand new open, sing them all. So, I do need to ask for the Prime Minister. No, I was told. What does everyone think? Floor debate? Shall we have a bit of floor debate? And I think, Mr. Zappa, you should open floor.
I know I did.
All right, Mr. Zappa, thank you. Dr. Rebecca Huck, it is your time.
So I just want to say, take the mic. Take the mic. Take the mic.
Take the mic.
Take the mic. Take the mic. Hey, on. That is what Savage just said. Definitely would not be here without him, of course. He helped me figure out a whole bunch of things when it comes to academia that were important things. Two things that he told me in my life that were the most important things. One, apply to grad school. Thank you. And that paper is not quite what I was expecting. Made me a better person. Love you, Doctor.
Because my blood runs blue. Mr. Pennington, you must take the floor.
Only Doc Smith could gather this, the finest group of mostly questionable individuals on the I have to support the opposition. Dr. Smith has had a long and colorful history of bringing people into public service. Unfortunately, people like Carlton Sappa and Keith Enos. I say let the man retire so he can only support and bring those into public service those he agrees with. No more Republicans in public service.
All right, now let's close this with our Prime Minister, Mr. Bill Horton, or shall we go with you, Mr. Stephen Smith, the Leader of Opposition? It's been 16 years, and no, there's nothing about him speaking now.
Okay. Okay, so I'll be brief on this rebuttal. Wow, you guys really hurt my feelings. Exactly what Blake said, I can't say this enough. Doc, you helped so many great people like myself, and Gary, and Brian Poe, and Rebecca, and Stacy, and everybody in this audience. You helped so many of us, but you did have the Sappas and the Enoses of the world. To balance that out, every time it's a good deal. The rest of us are going to bring what you've taught us. We are teaching others. Every time Rebecca has a problem with a student or in class, I always say, what would Smith do? And then we discuss what you would do with that student in that situation, and we usually go that route, and she just got fingers, so it works. That have PhDs working in academia around the country that love and support you like Ann. And we just want you to know that we will keep everything you taught us in our hearts and our souls in everyday work that we do. Many people quit working before they retire. Smith, you never did quit work, and I disagree with Gary on that one. You might have been calling in at the University of Arkansas, you never called it in on me. So, we should let him retire so we have some time for us. That's my main point. That's what we also done for us. I want to leave you with the Winston Churchill quote.
Yes.
We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. You've given us all so much. We can't repay you for what you've done for us. Let you do what you want to do. And my final statement is, long live the Arkansas Union Society.
Sucker.
James!
Alright, I got the last word in this lovely debate. I want to point out a couple things. The university has had back-to-back national championships since the Arkansas Youth Studies advantage. Put that on your own life. Yeah, here. That's right. So, the topic. This house will not let Steve Smith retire, and I think from hearing everyone speak today that regardless of whether you go to work each day, no one's going to let you retire. You're all going to be part of our lives. You're going to continue on your research. somewhere there's a Jehovah's Witness in 1920. And damn it, you're going to find them. So when I look around the room and the people in the room whose lives you touch, including my own, I mean, look at King over here. He doesn't even have records in his pocket. You broke for that. Those of that you have to know what we're talking about. And Scoop made it all the way down here from Kansas City. There's so many people in this room that I wouldn't have been in contact with had it not been for you. And just speaking for myself personally, I don't know if I'm going to get out of undergrad. Had it not been you. And I'm being that serious. Poking around with that 222 accident for 8 years. Accidentally, so that's very fun. Hey, shame! I have a master's degree and a law degree, and I've been fun ever since. And I hope that the large part, I didn't really have any direction, like probably a lot of you guys. I didn't know what to do with my car. Most days. But I learned to fake it till I make it. That's something that you taught a lot of us in this room. And I didn't feel a lot of showing up. I tell myself that every morning when I'm frying myself out of bed from scotching. So I think that everyone in this room has their own personal reasons why they don't want you to retire, myself included. And hopefully the House will agree with us and carry this motion regardless of what you decide. So, Doc, wish you the best. I think you're in this room. Wish you the best. And I love you.
All right, so we seriously get to end this. And you get to hear about the fabulous things that the Arkansas Union Society did. Dr. Smith, you must know, and I believe you do, because you don't get to know. And we have one Bill Thornton, who is a fabulous member of the Arkansas Bar Association, and will continue to cycle until we have Andy Long, who will advise questionable legal advice. And here. Comment. We have Steve Fox, who is married. And does fabulous work with the blind. And Mr. Gary Moody, who is a wonderful director of the Arkansas Audubon Society. So thank you very much. Dr. Smith, we're going to ask you to come to the floor. Technically, I get to decide, but you know what kind of influence you have on my life. Just tell me, whatever you do, don't get married. Have to comment. Ms. Bond, thank you for keeping time. They were all within their rights and did what they were supposed to do, and thank you for the floor debate. Lindsley, I think you should introduce one, Dr. Stephen Austin Smith, who influenced all of our lives.
Before Steve comes up, wait, hold on to that. Stay Street, thank you for creating this great tennis star pinata. Could not be as spectacular as it can be without him holding it, and I've asked Steve, you have to hit the shit out of this. On the lower arm. Give it a whack. Let's see what this is. All right, guys, we are going to call for the ayes that this House rejects Dr. Stephen Austin Smith's retirement resignation. Say aye. Aye. All right, that wasn't very strong. How many of you do, in fact, accept Dr. Stephen Austin Smith's retirement resignation? Say aye. Aye. The chair determines that the ayes do in fact, the nays do in fact have it. They could allow me to stop before Andy. So, Dr. Smith, the nays have it.
having a hard enough time this week. I want to thank everybody for being here and sharing this and the memories. I'm especially grateful for your friendship. My family who's here, former students and colleagues, and the statute of limitations. I want to thank you too for your generosity. We collected over $5,000 today. Low to moderate income students that are able to study abroad that wouldn't be able to go.
Here, here!
Seeing you and reading some of the letters, the kind letters that you sent in to Leslie for my retirement book, I'm sort of trapped in movie limbo. On one hand, it makes me identify with Jack Crab from Little Big Man, who had numerous cameos in life and different things. And one where he says, that was my gunfighter, period. I had some of those too. On the other hand, I really identify with Felix Bush, a character that was played and a guy who staged his own funeral and invited everybody to come if they would tell a story. So that's sort of what this was. Lindsay and I were sitting around. I was planning my weight, and I said I want to have barbecue ribs. We still got some wonderful barbecue ribs over here. I said I wanted to have PBR free. You can still get the PBR back. And I want to have a wonderful rock and roll band, and I want people to tell stories as long as they didn't tell the truth. So, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your friendship throughout my IFC. People here who I went to grade school with, my colleagues on the faculty, former students, assorted politicians from Arkansas and elsewhere. Really wonderful, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.